Today we're talking about the 5 tactics you as an INFJ can utilize in order to market yourself to potential employers. As INFJs, we really have a very unique skill set, and most of the time we actually don't embrace that. We feel like we lack in some areas, and the things we're actually good at, we don't even give them any value because they seem like soft skills, they seem like something you can't really put on a resume. So therefore, we're holding ourselves back to landing that dream job that we've been looking for. So today I'm sharing with you the 5 tactics I have used really successfully while I still was in the corporate world in order to get the jobs I really wanted. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you want some more guidelines and some tactics on tackling your INFJ Epic Life, then get the free poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. And if you want to take it to the next level and you say, now's the time, I'm going to make it happen, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. Everything you need to know, you can find in the links in the description. Number 1, redefine your soft skills. So this is one of the things that so many INFJs really struggle with. And I see this over and over again with the INFJs I work with because it's something that they don't even want to put on the forefront. It seems like, oh, my soft skills don't really matter. So the fact that I'm really good with people, that I understand people, that I have empathy, it seems like the only places I could really use those things if I become a psychologist, if I work in a place of being a social worker or anything like this, where this is really the main event. And in so many of those jobs, like, you're not really being valued for what you bring to the table. I'm not saying that those aren't jobs that, might be really fulfilling for you. If that is the case, please go about it. But so often we feel like, yeah, I want to help people, but I actually want to do it in my free time. And when it comes to my job, I want to create something which, creates prosperity for myself. So I can invest into the philanthropies that matter to me or in the causes that are important to me. And mainly, I want to see how I can really utilize what I have to offer in a way where it's being valued, where it's being appreciated, and where I'm really getting the compensation I'm bringing to the table. And so we really have to look at our soft skills from a very different perspective. So look at them from a perspective of, what can I bring to the table that others can't? And even if they're soft skills, look even at the big companies you might be considering. What can you bring to the table that others can't? So maybe you're the person who's going to create an amazing atmosphere within a group and therefore they work better. Or it can be that you have such a great connection with a client and they feel so at home with you, they trust you so much, so therefore they're going to do more business with your company. So there's so many ways of really looking at what you can offer and take it to the next level. So you have to first really redefine your soft skills as something that can also bring in a lot of money. So it doesn't have to be something like, oh, the only way, I can really bring a lot of money into my life is if I'm being an accountant, if I'm being really detail oriented, if I'm being all of those things that I'm really not. If the company you're looking into already has those skill sets available, so they have the people who write these amazing texts, who are really detail oriented, but they have no people skills, guess what? You're a perfect addition to that team. And if we ourselves are already going into it thinking, well, my soft skill or the fact that, I'm good with people or I understand situations, this isn't as valuable as somebody who can do the hard math in it, you're really devaluing what you have to offer. Because in the end of the day, what makes you valuable from an employer standpoint? Well, mainly the fact that you bring in income for the company. That's the bottom line. And if you have people who create these amazing results, but they have no way of connecting with a client, then they're not going to make that sale. So if you come on board and the only thing you do is make a client feel comfortable, but therefore you actually get that sale or get that connection or whatever it may be, and therefore, the company has income, guess what? What you bring to the table is just as valuable as the person who has created the product. So before we go into it, we really first off have to value what we have to offer. Because if we don't value what we have to offer, the other person isn't going to do that. We have to go into it and always have in mind, this is what I can bring to the company. This is what other people cannot do or cannot do as well as I. And therefore, we can create a combined product or, atmosphere, or whatever it may be, which will bring the biggest benefit to the company. And that's when we get to tactic number 2. actually look out for companies that lack your soft skills. So look at companies where people might be really, really good at all of those things that you're not good at. And so therefore, you don't even have to bring that to the company. They already have the people in place. You really have to become that additional force that makes the package round. So really use your INFJ skills to figure out which companies fit that mold. The last job I had, for example, which, I quit over 5 years ago, but that was a really big jump for me. So I went to a company that was in consulting, in banking, and, they were really high in the entire European market. And what I recognized as an INFJ early on, that most people in there were really, really detail oriented. They were really into what they're creating. They weren't all about creating connections with people. Everything that most people lacked was exactly what I had to offer. And still, I felt comfortable in that environment because it wasn't full of people who were, boastful and, I can do the sales, or I'm all about this consulting lifestyle. No, those were people who are actually rather humble. Those were people who are really keen on creating amazing results. But what they lacked, I was able to offer in addition, and therefore I was valued. So I really used my INFJ skills to look at all the potential employers I could have and really figure out where would I be the person who would add the most. What are they missing that I could add to the table? And very often it's an energy. Very often it's just one element that is missing. And we as INFJs can read those environments really, really well. So give yourself the opportunity, read through the job descriptions, go into the interviews, find out who you're dealing with. And so therefore you can find out, that's a company who's really going to value me. And you're going to see that. If people in the interview are directly, questioning you and are trying to put you down, are not really going for what you have to offer, this is probably not the best place for you. Rather look at the companies who are successful, and when you come in and they talk to you, they're sort of fascinated by what you have to offer, by your energy, and that is the company that's going to value you the most. Number 3, really take a step back from what your end goal is. So we as INFJs, we have very often this vision in our mind of us not working at all, or us having our own business, or us just, writing a book all day and every day. Or we feel like we are looking into a company where we're going to walk on clouds and everything is going to be amazing. But the truth is, this is our North Star. It doesn't mean that we can't have it, but it also doesn't mean that this has to be our next step. We as INFJs really have to learn to look at what is currently going on, meaning your current job. So if you find a job that all in all would create more energy for you because you have more pay and or you're surrounded by people who are more motivated, you really get more out of what you're currently getting, then that's a step to take forward. I have experienced so often, and not just INFJs, people staying in jobs that they really dislike because the job that could be a little bit better still isn't what they're looking for. Give yourself the opportunity to make that switch. It doesn't have to be where you end up for the next, 30 years, nothing like that. But every single time you allow yourself to grow energetically, you just open your eyes to new opportunities. And I've seen this over and over again. So a great metaphor for this is if you're climbing a mountain and that mountain isn't exactly where you want to go, but it's higher than where you're currently at, then you're going to have a better view up there. And once you have a better view, you will know what the next best step is. So really take a step back. Don't always compare, your great vision of where you want to be with the potential job you're taking, but rather look at, does this job who's like in front of me, which I would want to take, is that an improvement to my current situation? And if the answer is yes, go for it. Every single time you increase your overall abundance, your overall energy, you will have new insights. You will have new ideas. You will look at the world, at your life, at everything differently, and things will get clearer, but you won't have that insight if you're staying at that same place that doesn't bring you the joy you are hoping for. Tactic number 4, stop hiding your perceived weakness. Meaning, if you feel like I'm not somebody who's going to be able to work 10 hours a day, I'm not somebody who can write the perfect text, who has no mistakes in things, Don't hide these things. Like, make it obvious and make it unapologetic. Like, really go into it and say, listen, this is what I'm good at. I'm really good at, people skills. I'm really good at making people feel seen. I have something to offer. Yes, I'm okay in those other areas, but I'm definitely not going to shine because of them. And I promise you, if this is how you approach something, if this is how you present yourself, either verbally or through your entire demeanor, people will respect you more for it. Every single time you go into a job and you think like, I have to walk on eggshells, people are going to find out those weaknesses. They're going to find out that I'm not going to be able to perform as well in certain areas as other people might. Every single time you have this as a burden of, oh, people are going to figure me out, you're not doing yourself a service. As INFJs, particularly if you're in a situation where you say, oh, I'm okay with my current job. Like, it's not like the thing I want to stay in, but it's like a secure thing. It's okay. I can fall back to it. I can rely on this. This is okay. When you look for something better, really be bold about it. Like, say what you can do and what you can't, and don't hide it. Like, really go out there and say, I'm not going to shine because I work a lot. Like, I'm not a person who goes above and beyond. I'm not going to work 10 hours. This is not the way my brain works. The good thing about this is that employers value people who know their strengths, who know their weaknesses, and they're not hiding that. They know that this is not what they are bringing you in for. They already have people who are good at the things that you're not good in. They're getting you on board because you can offer something that others probably can't. And so stop walking on eggshells, do yourself the favor, be upfront about it. And guess what? Yeah, some people are going to call you out on it. And they're going to say, I don't know what you were thinking applying here and talking to us like this. And you are obviously horrible at this. Guess what? This is not the company for you. I've experienced this, and then I've also experienced companies who are like, oh, it's so great that you really told your story from your perspective, what you can offer, what you can make happen here. And the things that, you're not so great at, like, they're just in the background. You're not hiding them, but they're definitely not the things that you try to be good at and you try to be like your main event, as in, hopefully nobody will see how bad I am at those things. Rather make them look at the things that you're really great at instead of trying to hide the things that you're not so great at. And tactic number 5, get help. So one of the biggest hurdles for INFJs is the fact that we actually have to create a product. We have to create a resume. We have to, go out and find the companies that want to work with us. And all of those steps might be a big hassle for us. And when you're in this position, like, really look at it from the perspective of, I don't need to take the hard route. I can make it easy on me. So rather get somebody who will work with you on your resume, who will make your resume look better, seem better, get the better design onto it. Get somebody who will advise you on how to take your picture. Go out and get in contact with headhunters who will do the search for you. What you want in the end of the day is to have that job. And getting there, you have different roads you can take. You can either do everything yourself and do the things that you might not like doing or the things that you're not good at, or you can really get the help that will get you there. This is not the easy way out. This is not something that you should be embarrassed about. This is a smart choice. So if we as INFJs don't like the entire process behind writing that resume, making everything happen, finding the right positions for us, really get the help. Pay for it or get a headhunter. Get the help needed in order to make that jump. Like I always say, we're INFJs. We don't have to do all the things. We just have to do the right things. So figure out the road of least resistance. Another way to figure out the road of least resistance is to check out our free poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. It's a formula that works really, really well for INFJs when it comes to creating their INFJ Epic Life. And this is also the basis of the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. Everything you need to know in order to get the audio guide and the poster you can find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in line with today's topic, then check out the video you see on the screen right now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.